Hey guys, welcome back. Today we'll be doing a transmission fluid change on this 2016 Chevy Colorado. It has hit 100,000 miles, so it's time for a change. Now, when I last did an oil change, cars used to have dipstick and oil pan. This car doesn't come with a dipstick or the oil pan, so the, you have to get yourself a hand transfer pump for these transmission nowadays. And also, this is the filter. So the oil, the filter with the seal and stuff like that, and the hand transfer pump. But in order to get it up, because if you go right now and we're gonna go and pull the plug underneath there, the oil will only just a tad bit of oil is supposed to come out. The rest of the oil is inside the casing of the transmission itself and must be vacuumed out. Okay, so we're gonna start by bringing the car up to temperature, and then we'll come back. Okay, so here the temperature is only 59. I think we're supposed to get it up to like 100. So we're gonna keep running till it's like at 100. We'll come back and then we'll go and pull the fluid cap and start, and also pop the plug and start pumping. Oh, this is the transmission fluid oil pan. These are the bolts and the plug that needs to be undone in order to get to the filter. Right here in this shot we have the oil pan plug. You'll have to remove this plug and insert the transfer pump tube into this port in order to remove the fluid for any vehicle above 2012. Okay, so here is the operating temperature, which is 86 degrees. We didn't get it up to full operation temperature before we started. One, because I found out that I'll be having to remove the exhaust valve and I don't want the exhaust pipe and I don't want it to be hot. So I use something to pry the plug out. Alright, so the plug here. This is the plug you remove from the casing of the transmission, and then you're gonna pass this tube through it now. Now that the plug is removed, we're going to go ahead and open up the transfer pump, and I'm going to find which side is the suction side and which side is the expel side. And we want to put the suction side inside the transmission casing through the port, and we're going to put the expel side into the drain pan, and then we're going to pump the fluid from the transmission casing into the drain pan. So let me get connected and start pumping. Oh, hi. seconds. Now that you've pumped out transfer all the fluid from the oil pan, you can go ahead and get a 10 millimeter socket and undo all the bolts that are holding the oil pan together. You don't need to pull the main drain plug on the oil pan. It only releases a minute amount of oil and serves as an indicator that enough fluid is in the pan. So just make sure you transfer the fluid out and then remove the bolts. After you remove the bolts, I came to the realization that the exhaust was in the way and would have to be disconnected. I start by applying a little bit of rust blast lubricant to make it easier to pull. And then I get a 15 millimeter socket and undo both sides of the exhaust. And then I was able to remove the oil pan. Here is the filter, which is this black thing hanging from it. You can easily snap it out because you have to change the filter as well. So we're going to take out the filter, clean up our oil pan, clean up our gasket, as the new filter does not come with a gasket. That's the amount of fluid that is left in there after I transferred everything by hand. Now I'll proceed to clean up the oil pan by wiping away all the metal shavings and debris that is left behind. If you have a brake part cleaner or any machine part cleaner, please feel free to go ahead and use it, or any quick solvent to clean your pan. I did the best to clean it with the material that I have, and after I got a clean pan, I got the gasket and started to put a light bead thread of liquid gasket on top of it to help create a smooth seal. We line up the gasket with the holes. There are two indicators on it to let you to secure the gasket so it doesn't move around. So nice smooth bead. And don't forget to clean the magnet as well. Clean the magnet thoroughly. Okay, so time to get to the filter. This is the what comes with it. It's a warning not to use a damaged gasket, and that the doesn't come with a gasket. So what I do is my gasket isn't damaged, but as a reassurance, as you saw, we put a little bit of liquid gasket on it. So now we're gonna just take the filter and insert it. But the filter goes into the transmission casing into a small circular little hole that also has a gasket. But mine wasn't damaged, it did need replacing, so I didn't trouble it. I'm going to try and my best to give you a good shot of the hole that the filter goes into. Because you might need to change your filter and your gasket in that this little round black section is damaged. So there we go. But okay, now we're gonna head and insert the filter into the hole or the port. I don't know if you can see that black hole there. It's difficult. Okay, it just snaps in and it's very firm, so you don't have to worry. Okay, now it's time to slide the oil pan in place and re-secure the bolts with that same 10 millimeter socket. Okay, so we put back on, rebolted everything, and it's time to pump back the new fluid into the transmission. And after we pump the fluid into the transmission, how you'll tell if you have enough fluid is that you'll open the drain plug, the big bolt, and if there's a overflow, then there's enough transmission fluid. But if you open your drain plug and there isn't any transmission fluid coming out, you do not have enough. So you shouldn't have too little coming out and you shouldn't have too much pouring out. And that's how you'll know if your transmission fluid level is enough. But this is as far as I can help you. Like, subscribe,